Hugh, what do we got first?
First question today, Ed, is in your experience as a founder and advisor, what's the most critical first step a startup founder should take when launching a new venture?
Yeah, so we talked about working on something and selling, but really it's talking to other humans. To Ed's point, you can build forever, and like you may need to build a bit, but getting out there and talking to other people, which typically is what we are afraid of, or we just don't feel like doing, is what you should be doing first. Usually, our gut tells us what you should be doing first because we're trying to avoid it at all costs, because it's hard, because there might be rejection, whatever it is. So even outside of selling or building something, it's really just talking to other humans, ideally talking to other humans that you believe have the problem that you're looking to address.
I heard talk to people who ideally have the problem. And this brings us to something, Vadim, that I'm going to ask you point blank. Let's not be polite and nice to our founders, okay? Because what ends up happening is founders end up creating a solution, then they look for a problem. Maybe they've come up with a solution and they just see, oh, this could be super cool. Blockchain, that's awesome. AI, that's awesome. Or they have a niche themselves that they want to scratch. And then they go and try to sell the solution. So they take customer discovery and they say, it's about discovering whether people will want to buy my solution. When you're saying, talk to them about the problem, in your estimation, how many founders at Startups.com that you talk to, when you get down to brass tacks, have created a solution and now they're just trying to shoehorn into the problem, and that's where all the friction happens?
A majority. I mean, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 could be a good estimate. It depends on the day. It's a very common mistake to make. And by the way, you could actually luck into the right solution that way.
Sure.
But it's not an efficient way to do it. And actually, oftentimes founders will find that they're wasting a year or 2 years of their life/venture working on the wrong thing that way. So you got to take the opposite approach.
Okay, you heard it here, and I was thinking 80%. 80% of the time, founders come and they have a solution looking for a problem. Let me explain what that is. That is, you actually haven't talked to someone about the problem and you haven't learned about the problem. You started working on the solution right away, and then you want to know how I'm going to sell this and talk to people about problems. And you end up getting into issues, challenges where you have created something that you think is great in your mind, but nobody cares. So you've yielded in $150,000 to build your SaaS or your app, and nobody's using it whatsoever. And this is the issue that occurs. I would agree 100%. I can't endorse it enough. The very first thing, I like the way Vadim put it, talk to humans, but talk to them about the problem before you start selling your solution, or before you start just dream about the solution. You will save yourself so much heartache by doing that, and that's the first step.